Can you imagine episode 69? There you go. Oh,
Oops.
listen,
Oops.
let's say something about this number episode. I was thinking,
No.
the special thing about this is
No.
no.
Naughty.
No?
Your mother's watching.
Oh, that's right.
No.
That's right. Boy, the girls at the Bridge Club would be very, very upset with my mother if they were watching this now. They're saying, didn't you raise your son right? So my mother did raise me sort of right.
Yes.
She did good on the raising. I just didn't do all that good on the interpreting of it, okay? Anyway, Stacy, how are you this week?
I'm good. I'm very good. It's warming up here in Tennessee, so that makes me happy. Yes.
What are you looking at temperature-wise today?
Let's see. It was 72 yesterday. Today it's back down in the 50s, and then the rest of the week it's high 60s. So it's nice.
Gotcha. Hey, what kind of snow did you guys get down there this winter?
About a half an inch.
Wow, that's probably more than we got here in Philly. We didn't get that much. We got nothing.
You didn't? Really?
Nothing.
Oh.
No, it was surprising. Scranton got a lot. No, not a lot. Because a lot is relative. But I think, and Mom and Dad, you guys can answer this better than me probably. We got what? You guys got a total of 6 inches over this winter. I don't know. I'm not quite sure, but it wasn't a lot of snow.
I thought you guys got clobbered. I don't know why.
Sometimes we do. We do, but I didn't put any gas in the snowblower this year. The little bit of snow we got, I just made Sue go out with a broom and sweep. That was it. Yeah.
Huh. Very nice.
Yeah. After a hard day's work. I work 3 hours on my tours. I get very stressed on my tours. I need to sit in my chair and relax, okay? She can handle a 14-hour workday, okay?
Right.
And come home and sweep. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, dear.
Just, you know what? Just keep that between the two of us, okay? She don't need to know nothing. Gazzo don't need to know. Gazzo don't got to be wise to nothing. I'll tape up the film. No.
She's going to kill you.
No, I know. She probably will. I know. But then again, she'll have to stand in line. Anyway, what's happening this week, Stacy?
Well, Mike and I wanted to take a very special moment to wish our dear friend, Mr. Rick Babcock, a very, very happy birthday. Let's show him here. He was episode 22, I believe.
Wow.
And I just wanted to say happy birthday to him. He's been helping us out quite a bit, and he's our swag guy. So you can
he is.
Yeah. Rocco Bob 33 for t-shirts, hats, clocks. He's got a bunch of stuff. He did a really cool post. His wife, Deb, here's his wife, Deb. Look how beautiful she is. This is his retirement party last year. Yeah, she's like a supermodel, this one. She surprised him with some Rivoli artwork. So wanted to show, he got it all framed. Maybe she framed it before she even gave it to him. I think, she must have framed it. So
she went the extra mile.
Yeah. Look at that. The legend. Here it is.
Oh, I love that.
Can I tell you, when I saw this, I stared at it. I was like, oh my God. Oh
yeah. No. That is really something that I think everybody should add to their collection. That really is something.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she got him that one. And then this is his other latest one with Mason Dixon.
Oh, that's sharp.
Yeah. So he added that to his man cave, the Rocky room in his basement, which is an unbelievable basement.
Look at that picture again. Put that picture back.
Yeah.
Look at that. Even at Sly stopped by.
Right. Stopped by and
he dressed in the Rocky 5 outfit, and he just kind of backed up against the wall as he wore his Rocky baseball cap. And can I just say, here is a man who knows how to wear a baseball cap. You see these young kids today, they keep the brim straight across. It looks goofy, right? It looks like Donald Duck's bill.
Yes.
He's got the nice curve to it. Well done, my friend. Yep. Well done.
I love it. So anyway, I wanted to show off some Rivoli art, and I just wanted to say happy birthday to him and give him a plug for all of our swag. Thank you. I hope you have or had, because by the time this airs, it'll be the day before, but very happy birthday, Rick. We love you and Deb. All right, what we have next is Mickey's gym stuff. Do you want to talk about what this is?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes. So, okay. So, last week we were talking about the big sign that Mighty Mix have. Boy, I love that piece of wood. So, uh, Rocky's poster, I'm sorry, Mickey's poster was right above the door of Mighty Mix Gym on the second floor. And so it's going through renovation right now. And they had thrown the red plywood out. Now, most of you guys have already heard this story, so I'm going to be very quick on it. So I saw it there in the dumpster or whatever. And so I went over and I took it after a tour and I put it in my van because I said, no, this can't be thrown out.
Right.
There is such emotional value to that, right? One person might cut it up and sell it for parts and charge and probably make a couple grand off of it.
Right.
Probably. They could do that. But, I'm not that type of guy. And a lot of you are saying I'm an idiot for not being that type of guy. I could pay my mortgage for probably 3 months off of that. But, the thing about that is I don't want to make, it's not about money for me with that. I know what that would be like for a fellow fan, right? I know what that is. I knew I wanted to send you one. I wanted to send one. I know I sent one to our good friend Larry. Tony C, I'm sending you one very shortly.
Nice.
Rivoli, I'm getting one ready to go to him. I know I sent a couple other ones, one or two others out. But anyways, I don't have a lot. And what I did, it was a 6-foot piece. Okay. And so I cut 10 4x4 squares that went to Josh Black, like we talked last week. And then I have one piece that's left, probably about 36 inches, and it's about 3.5 inches wide. And I've been cutting off 1.5-inch widths.
Yes.
And I'm just going to give it to people that have either believed in me, they've been very kind to me, they've always supported me, or maybe they're going through something and this might lift them up a little bit. I don't want money for it, and I don't want anybody out there saying, oh, what a good guy. Yes, I am a good guy, but that's not why I did it. I just want to give it to fans. They didn't have the opportunity to go there to fish it out of the dumpster, and I did, and I just want to give that back, just kind of pay it forward, especially for the people that have been supportive of us. So, people, don't ask me for it, because I got 1,000 people, 1,000 messages. Everybody wants some from last week. I know people I'm going to give it to. It's already basically claimed for.
Right.
And it doesn't mean anything good or bad about you if you don't got one. It's just that there's only so much. And it's like cutting off at a wedding. You can only invite so many people.
Right.
That's just
true.
the way it is.
That's
the way it is. So,
Well, I mean, and part of your choice, of course, is people who, have the reference for these things, who are as crazy as we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, Stacy. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I know a hardcore Rocky fan versus a guy who says, hey, yo, Stallone.
Yeah.
Well done. That, and then they move on to like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold, whatever. People who get this are steeped in Rocky fanaticism like me and you. Okay.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going to give that to, not to people who, because I could see some people like it'll get misplaced,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me.
Right.
Misplaced.
I know. It's like, what is the Shroud of Turin like?
Yes, thank you. I would liken it to the Shroud of Turin. Are you kidding me? Or like when James Cameron went down in the submersible and he got like the hairbrush from Titanic. Okay. That's what this is to me. That's what this is to you and to the other people. And that's who, in my mind, I get to be a judge and I decide who would really like that because, not everyone would understand that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So one of those people is our dear Chris Wynn.
There he is.
All right. Chris was he's our original top 10. I think he's our original top 5. I think he was episode 4. Pardon me if I'm wrong, Chris. But look what he did with his piece. He put it in a shadow box. I was like, I love this.
I love
proper respect for like a true piece of Rocky history.
I know. He really and again, I sent it to him because I knew he gets it. I knew that. And he did have that horrible ordeal. It was a flood that he had to go through, right?
Oh my
God,
yes.
And to lose so many things, I thought, boy, wouldn't it be great? He's a guy who gets Rocky, took the tour. I know for a fact this guy loves Rocky inside and out.
Yeah.
So he's going to appreciate that, and
Yeah.
that's who I want to have that, because I would only hope if the roles were reversed and someone said, hey, there's this nut job in Philly, Mike Tenda, who lives and dies and eats and breathes Rocky, let's give him something, and so that's the least that we can do,
Right. I get it. Another person that we have our little video. Did you want to talk about this video?
Well, first of all, we're doing a guest today.
Michael, we do a guest every week. You need to catch up on the pattern we got going here.
Where the hell have I been? Jesus. I'm slightly mentally irregular. No, we do have a guest. Is our guest here?
He is here. Yes,
he's here?
He's
here.
Here.
All right. Before we bring in this guy, let me talk him up just a little bit. His name is Sukhi Bajwa. Okay. And here is a guy. Sukhi, did I get the name right? Yeah, I always screw up people's last names. You wouldn't believe how bad I heard it from Tony Montalbano. Oh my God, he ripped me up and down, and I used to screw up his name, so I made sure I got it right. Anyway, Sukhi, you got one of those names like mine where it could go one way or the other. So hopefully I got it right. Anyways, Sukhi is somebody I've gotten to know over the years over social media. He's from the UK, lovely human being, and he bears a striking resemblance to Stallone, which, and obviously, when I look at the guy, I see how incredibly handsome he is. Anyways, Stacy, would you play this? We're talking about a super fan here. Here's a little thing from a few years ago that Sukhi did. Go ahead, hit that.
Love it.
Bring this guy in and let's talk about this scene.
Hang on. Hey, how are you?
Hey, yo, how's everybody in the clubhouse tonight?
Nice.
And there
How
he
you doing,
is.
guys? Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
This is fantastic, my friend. I've been wanting to get you on for some time now, and I got to tell you, you are really right up at the top. You are probably as intense as I am with this character. I don't doubt, had you lived here in Philly, you would be doing tours. I mean, really, you have that. Yeah, you would be. You've got that kind of ambition. So when you're running those steps, it's an iconic scene. Millions of people have done that. Tell Stacy and I and everyone watching, what did that feel like? What was that like for you?
Well, I remember when I got to the steps. First of all, I just looked up. I thought, "Wow, am I really here? It is really happening. This is a dream." And when I ran up the steps, it was the first time I actually done any form of physical exercise for a good year or so. I got to the top of the step. I thought, right, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I didn't stop. I carried on, got to the top. And then when I got there, I thought, this is surreal. This is like, I've always dreamt of this moment. And when it happened, and I looked over, I thought, crikey, this is a dream come true. And I was tired. I was like breathing heavy afterwards. I thought, wow. But, the moment was just incredible when I did it. It was dream come true. Honestly, it was just absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Stacy, when you're watching him climb those steps, what goes through your mind?
Just watching someone else do it. You know what I mean? Just the emotion. I can feel it like in my chest and in my throat, and to be somewhere that's so iconic. I don't know. It fills me up. It really does. And I want to do it at some point myself, for sure.
it's such an amazing thing. When you watch people day after day after day running up those steps, jumping around, putting their fists in the air, it's remarkable that this character has inspired them. But they're not doing it necessarily because Rocky did it. Yeah, they're inspired to come there by him at that particular location. But so many times when people run those steps, it isn't about an actor in ugly gray sweats. It's about their personal victories or losses. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was something that I always found just absolutely remarkable. Now, so you were part of that tour that Sean and Marco had put together. What was it? 2 years ago, was it? I think.
Yeah, it was February 22. Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So February 22. Okay. So February 22, we had Marco and Sean Walsh on, and they had gone over it, and you guys can go back. I think it was episode 32. You guys can go back and check it out. Anyways, something happened on that tour that I got very emotional. I welled up with tears. I talked about it last year, and I wanna talk about it again. You had never been in a boxing ring before in your life, right?
No, only on the outside of the ring, but
right. But you had never laced up the gloves and hit another man, right, in the ring.
No, I didn't. No. It was just something which, I mean, Azadine, the gentleman who was on the tour, he went in first, and I was watching him, and I thought, I've got to do this. So I don't know what overcame me. I just thought, you know what? Let me do it. I put the gloves on. I've had a few scraps and stuff before, and I take my kids to a boxing club and all that kind of stuff. I've done that before, but I thought, you know what? I need to step into this ring.
Yes,
I've got to do it. So I laced up the gloves, put the headgear on, and Sean McFadden. I mean,
what a beautiful, exactly.
I thought, just hit me, just do it. And I think he was kind of like, shall I not? But I said, no, Sean, let's just do it. Let's just go for it. And he said, look, hit me as hard as you want. And I thought, I felt a little bit nervous about doing it, but I had butterflies running in my stomach and all sorts. I got in there and I gave my best, and I loved it. It was great. I got caught a couple of times, but it's the adrenaline that's going through your body and the emotion, and you feel like, wow, I'm acting out as if I'm Rocky in the actual ring itself.
Right.
And it was a good experience, and boy, I was shattered. I think I was in it for about 3 minutes or something.
So I know. So so here we were. So if anyone is just tuning in, they haven't watched this previously. What Sukhi is referring to is part of the Rocky tour is stopping at the Front Street Gym with Marco and Sean and going in and kind of hitting the bags and getting the feel. Now, the Front Street Gym is the gym Rocky takes Adonis to in the first Creed movie. And it is an amazing location to go to. It looks just like it did in the movies. And Azadine, who was one of our fellow tour goers, his dream was to get in the ring. And they had set it up with this wonderful human being, Sean McFadden, who is a local guy from my town, Scranton, who comes down and works out at the gym from time to time. He said, you know what? I want to do something for these guys. I want to use myself as a punching bag. Because he's a boxer. I don't know if he's a professional or an amateur. I know he fights, like he legally fights. I just don't know if he's licensed professionally or amateur. But anyways, he is the real deal. So he put on the headgear and the gloves, and he walked that ring with you, and he moved around. He gave some tips for you on how to move. And I remember him saying, this is going to be the longest 3 minutes of your life. Because but it's not like he even was hitting you back hard. He was just allowing you to live that fantasy of Rocky. And Stacy, would you just play that for a little bit? I want to see this again.
Work. Keep your hands open. I'm waiting for you to shut. Okay? 20 seconds. Don't cover your face. Keep your eye down in. Okay? Never do this. Come on.
One step at a time, one punch at a time,
Yeah.
one round at
Round
a
at a
time.
time.
Are you kidding me?
That was
Jesus,
great.
that was
Awesome.
So first of all, I want to thank a big shout out to Marco Naylor for sending that to me and Stacy at the last minute.
Yes.
So we could have this. Number two, I want to say shout out to Bob Hellring, who is another guy from back in Scranton. He was a sparring partner that was in the corner. And Sukhi, you were in the gray, right?
Yeah.
That was you. And you had Italian Stallion on the back of your
I
sweatshirt.
did. Got the marker right.
Yeah, right. And you became your best version of Rocky in those 3 minutes. You became that character.
Yeah.
That to me is a dream of a lifetime being fulfilled. That was amazing to me.
For sure. It was I mean, you put on the Rocky movies, you see him in the sweats and the hat and he's running, and I think I was sitting down watching this before I went out to Philly. I thought, you know what, I'd love to do that. I'd love to actually put on the sweats. I went out to the shops, bought a few bits and pieces and got a marker, put Italian stand on the back, and then I thought, if there's ever a chance for me to do it, it would be great. And I did, and my dream came true. It was just amazing. Then to get into the ring and do what I did, I thought, wow, I can't believe it. It's an amazing feeling, and I think I fulfilled one of my dreams to become Rocky for a few minutes and get into the ring and actually have a go.
Yeah.
It was a dream I had myself as a kid until I got punched in the face for the first time, and I said, "Check, please. I'm done.
I'm good."
I don't need this aggravation in my life, okay?
The crazy thing is, like when you grow up, you have a few scraps at school and all that, and it lasts for about a minute. But when you're actually in a boxing ring, it's completely different because keep your arms, you've got to move and all that. And
the
for
rules.
3 minutes, your arms feel like lead. You're like, oh wow, you're so tired.
Yeah.
But I think boxing is definitely it's an art, it's a science, it's a sweet science, and I think you respect fighters, you respect people actually who take up boxing as a sport, and how much has to go into becoming a fighter, and the dedication that they must put. It really does kind of hit home. Thinking, crikey, getting in a ring, it takes a lot of guts. And I think for me to do it, it was just a case of I just want to do it, and it happened. So it was all good.
Stacy, before I turn it over to you, I do want to ask one question. What is your favorite Rocky, and why do you love Rocky?
My dad, he brought some films back home. Right, we had the old VHS cassette player, and he said, "I got some films. Just stick them on and watch them." I think the first one I put on was Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee film. Right, I put that on first, started watching it, and then I started to act like Bruce Lee, jump off the bounce, doing flying kicks and all sorts of stuff. And I thought, what's his other film? So another film, he put it on. I don't know, I think it was like a pirate version. I don't know, he got it, and the print wasn't that great, but it was Rocky 4, right? Put it on, and I started watching it. I thought, wow, this is really good. And I looked at the training montage, and with Rocky running up the mountains and snow and all that, and then facing Drago. I thought, wow, this is something I've never seen anything like this before. So that was what really kind of got my imagination, and I kind of got into boxing and started watching boxing films. And I remember going to school after I finished watching Rocky. The following day, I went to school and I was looking for the tallest guy in the school to see who's like Drago. And I think that was one of the first sort of insights I had into Rocky. So I think from that, I didn't realize there were other Rockies, and Rocky 2 and 3, and then I got my hands on the first Rocky.
Okay. Yeah.
And I watched that and I thought, wow, I really kind of take to this character in such a big way. Because I remember my dad used to go running, jogging, and he used to eat eggs, raw eggs. And he picked it from the film. And then he said, right, so let's go out for a run. I thought, okay, I'm going to be like Rocky. I want to do what he did. So my dad put 1 egg in for me, 1 egg. Yeah. Well, my dad knocked it back. And from that, I guess it kind of like the Rocky spirit, how Rocky is as a person. I thought I'd identify with this character in such a way, you know, being simple, you know, not being the most brightest kid in the class, but, you know, being behind the scenes sort of thing. It really kind of got to my heart. And I think for me, I guess it was Rocky. But watching Rocky 4 was what really got me into the movies. But I think when I watched Rocky, then I realized what this film is all about. And it wasn't just about boxing, it was more about the sentimental value. And I guess it kind of like when you do speak to people about Rocky, it inspires other people to actually take up boxing. You know, I've come across quite a few, you know, boxers who I've met in the past, and I asked them what inspired you into becoming a boxer, and they said Rocky. Simple. And it's amazing how Stallone has created such a character that people take to, and I think Rocky is the one which I think for me is my most favorite film of all time. So
you know, you say that about the boxers and meeting boxers and being inspired. You had an opportunity to meet one of the best of the best of the best, and maybe the tallest boxer ever, Tyson Fury. That was a what was it like? Because he's a huge Rocky fan, Tyson Fury. What was it like meeting him?
You know, he's such a nice guy, very humble, really down to earth, huge guy. You know, and very kind of like accommodating. He'd come and, you know, quick chat with you and say where you're from. His hands are just huge hands. But it was, you know, it was kind of overwhelming in a way that I'm standing next to, you know, world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. It was kind of like, you know, it's just like me meeting Stallone for the first time sort of thing. But Tyson Fury, very nice guy, friendly, funny, sense of humor. It's just, he is who he is. You know, you see him on TV with the interviews and all sorts, and that's him. Yeah, he's a nice guy. And he's, so yeah, it was a good moment meeting him. Yeah, fantastic.
Now you said a little something there I want to come back to, and I'm sure Stacy would like to touch on this. You said there that you met Sly. What was that like?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was shaking. There you go.
There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
Is that your dad?
That's my dad. Yeah. That's my dad.
Oh, look at that. What a beautiful picture.
Yeah. It was a great moment for both me and my dad to go meet Sly, and you know, kind of growing up watching the Rocky movies. My dad kind of like, you know, bringing the first Rocky movie home. It was a great kind of memory that we kind of created together to actually go and see Sly. And Sly was such a nice guy. I mean, you know, meet him, he shook his hand. Again, Sly's got, his hands are huge. Shook his hand. I thought, oh my God, wow.
Sly's hands are the size of a spade shovel.
Yeah.
They're like tools. They're not hands.
They're
tools. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I
shook his hand. My hand got lost. Where's my hand gone? It's like, but
I know
it was a great moment. It was a great moment meeting him, and you know, what a lovely guy. That's all I can say. I mean, you know, it was just sort of like one of those moments where you're waiting for your turn to go and take a picture with him.
Yeah.
Right. And I was getting a little bit nervous. What do I say? What do you do? I mean, this is the guy that you've been watching all your life and idolizing him, and all of a sudden he's standing there, and you go in next.
Right there.
Yeah, one of those moments.
Do you get that fog? There's like a fog.
Yeah.
It's like you're outside your body almost. You can't believe what's happening.
Yeah. It's surreal. You think, I've been watching this superstar on TV, in the cinema, watching his interviews, everything, and all of a sudden you're standing next to him, and you have to pinch yourself. Is this real?
Yeah.
You know. And after the photograph, we walked away, and I looked at my dad. He looked at me. Thought, "Wow, what just happened?" And it was just incredible.
But you kept your composure after, right? You were cool after. You didn't break down in front of your father, cry at the table, nothing, right?
Afterwards, I did.
Yeah, but not like in that. Not within 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You were cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
checking.
I had
Yeah,
to,
just checking.
I had to be, yeah. I had to keep myself my composure, you know. So I think I
Yeah,
had a
I
few
didn't.
whiskies around.
Yeah, well, at least you had whiskey. Okay,
Yeah.
I had Sue with me. I'm standing out front of a Barnes and Nobles,
Yep.
carrying
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 not cue the Rocky music books. Sly Moves books, and so this is right after I had this talk with Sly, and where he was signing books and all that. And we walk out he just signed them within maybe it was a minute previously. We were talking, signing, walking out. I'm carrying. Like I was a mental patient. I was just walking out the door, mumbling to Sue, and we're on whatever the street is right in back of Rockefeller Center. I don't know if it's Fifth. I don't know, whatever it is. I'm leaning up against one of these cement pots.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah.
6 foot wide.
Yeah,
I just start
yeah.
crying. I just start
Oh, wow.
crying on the streets of New York. I look like every other mental patient, homeless person on the streets of New York at that point. But you kept it together. You did. Maybe you had whiskey that helped, but how did you do that?
I think the photograph had to be just bang on.
Yeah, right.
And I had to, because it was literally a moment where I thought, you know what, this moment is never going to come again. I mean, I hope it does, but you have to kind of keep yourself composed. And you think, you know what, this is a moment I've been waiting for many, many years. Yeah. And here it is. So I got to make the most of it. Right. And give my best side. And, put your hand up.
You did. I mean, really, that was probably one of the best pictures I've seen of you with him. You look so much like Sly there.
I know.
There is an immense look-alike there. Yeah. I mean, I wish I had your nose. Your nose, everything else I could live with that I have, right? But if I just had your nose, I think I could sell it a little bit better. You really got a great nose, and you can see it looks so much like Sly's. And so here's the thing: you're wearing this great tuxedo, and what Sly's got like this black sweatshirt and jeans on, right? What are you wearing? Yeah. Are they gray sweat? Yeah, right. But he gets to do that. He can pull it off. Yeah. He makes that work. Yeah. Stacy, what do you think of all of this? This is quite amazing.
Well, this is the stuff, that we all want, those moments of validation and like you said, running up the steps. It's so symbolic of whatever that fight was. It's not really about getting up the steps, not breathing heavy or not, having the side pain. It's, it makes me think of someone like Larry. I beat cancer. I can get up these steps. Or I lost my father before at a very young age. I'm going to get in this ring and box. It's so symbolic. And then to have the moment, you get to have the moment and say thank you. You have no idea how many times these scenes help me move forward. And I hope for my moment one of these days it'd be amazing. Yeah. I can feel it. I can feel it, like, as I'm watching you, I'm like, oh, let me show you this one. There's another one.
Look at that.
I look shocked in that picture.
I swear to God, it's like Drago just punched you in the solar plexus. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh, that was. I think it was. There was like a sports festival, and I think Sly was there as well, but I missed Sly, but. I kind of
was that the Olympia, Arnold's Olympia, the Arnold's,
yes,
Arnold thing.
Yeah. So I was just queuing up, waiting for him, and then I had the Drago T-shirt on, and I had people come up to me saying, "No, I can have a photograph with you. You look like Sly."
Oh,
and I thought,
isn't that
okay.
great?
All right. And then when I went in, and then I looked at Dolph. I looked at Dolph. I looked down. Oh my gosh, what a giant! And he looked down at me. He said, Rocky saw that.
Right. Oh, so he saw it himself.
Yeah. He did. And I thought, that means a lot to me. So I looked up and, but yeah.
Of course. Nice are you kidding me? You get the Siberian Express looking at you saying, Rocky. It's Dolph Lundgren, Ivan Drago. Are you kidding me? Ivan Drago says Rocky to you. That's huge. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I know it was just surreal, but you know, again, you know, it's one of those moments where you're watching, somebody like Drago, and then you're standing next to him. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what's going on? So, but again, a lovely guy, huge fists, massive fists. Again,
Oh my
you can see in the
God,
picture how big his fists are. So, but again, a great moment that was too. Yeah,
Oh.
Drago.
That's amazing. Stacy, what I know you and our crack team at home office have done your due diligence in getting the pictures of Suki's life together. What else do we
Yes.
got?
So I was showing these to my husband, and this one right here, I was like, what? The resemblance is my husband was like, wow.
It looks like he's photoshopped. He looks
Right?
beautiful in this
Beautiful.
picture.
And then
Love
this
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Let's go back. Okay. I have to comment here, okay? You are wearing a beautiful shirt.
Yes.
I love this shirt. Where in the world did you find this shirt, my friend?
I haven't got a clue. Well, I think a gentleman by the name of Mike Kunda from the Yo Rocky film tour. Hey,
I love that.
boots.
I love this picture. This is a great picture. But look at your face. You've got beautiful skin tone. My God, you should be like a male model. Like, Jesus, look at that. I might go on a date with you if I saw your picture on an app. Jesus.
Handsome
You
guy.
handsome bastard, you.
Yeah.
Nice and fresh, shave, all that.
Right?
Soreness,
I know.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah. And
So,
Look at that.
this was at
Look at that shirt.
Oh, yeah. In fact, that T-shirt was given to me by a very dear friend of mine, Sean O'Donnell. He was on the tour.
Wait. Sean O'Donnell got you that shirt, and he didn't tell me about this shirt? Oh, I got words with Sean. Wait till we stop recording. I'm gonna message him. I love that shirt. Wow, I've never seen anything like that before.
I know. He because on the tour, me and Sean, and partner Irie, we really hit it off. We became really good friends, and we always, talk.
They're the best. Aren't they the best?
Oh, lovely people. They're just superb.
I love the two of them so much. I really do.
Yeah. So he came over to England just before Christmas, and he said, "I've got a gift for you." He said, "Here you go. Here's this T-shirt." And I thought, "Wow, I've never seen anything like this before." And
I love that.
Yeah, there we go. So nice, kind gesture. Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, he's gonna hear from me about this. Yeah.
So you're part of the license plate club too, because
nice.
Yeah, Rambo. Yeah.
Wow.
That number plate. Yeah. My wife bought me that for my 40th birthday present, and
really,
and it's on my car. Yeah. And where I always go out, drive, and people just honk their horn, go, "Yo, Rambo!" The window down, and people come and can take a picture of the car with you, and it's like I used to put my aviators on and put the window down, and they'll look at me, so, what's going on here? So yeah, and
isn't that the best? It's the best feeling in the world when you get that little shot to the ego, and like you just feel like it's great.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling ever. So that number plate, it certainly got a lot of attention. So yeah. And when I stepped out of the car, they looked at me and thought, oh, what's going on here? So yeah. It was good fun.
That's great.
Yeah. Oi!
There you go.
What a handsome man on the right.
Look at that. Look at that. Blood brothers right there.
Absolutely. But you know what? I have to,
yes, sir.
I've got to say, right, that I've got to thank you, Mike, because I remember a few years back, I think I reached out to you when I was doing my first sort of Rocky gig.
Impersonator gig, yeah.
Yeah, I contacted you and just for a bit of advice. And you were so kind enough. You sent some really good tips, and I thought, you know what, that was so nice, and it certainly did help me a lot because I've never done it before, and I there's a lookalike agency got in touch with me and said we need a Rocky impersonator. So I was okay, let me give it a go. And I contacted you, and yeah, you gave me some really good tips. So that was really nice of you. So thank you for that.
You are so welcome. I think one of the things I remember saying was, if you don't believe it, no one will believe it around you. You have to believe. So no matter, you can get 20 people that are looking at you saying, get out of here, it ain't gonna work. But it doesn't matter. If you believe you are a Rocky, that you are that character, you will sell it. No matter what. Maybe you don't have the right verbiage, or you don't have this or that, or that doesn't matter. If you can bring the essence of the character, which you do bring, you nail it. And I couldn't be prouder of you. I really mean that. I think you do the character justice. I think when Sly sees this, or should he watch this episode, I think he'll be very, very proud of you, because I'm very proud of you. Totally.
Thank you very
Totally.
much.
I don't give that out easily. I really mean, I'm very proud of you, Sukhi, and I'm so glad
Thank you,
and
Mike.
I have you're welcome. I'm so glad you and I have become friends, because I really see a kindred spirit in you. I do. Right? Look at him. I mean, he is decked out. He lives. I love this. I love it.
I was looking for the jacket, and I went to the in Birmingham. There's a rag market, and I looked around and I found that jacket. I thought, it's not quite the actual jacket, but close. So I bought it for like £15.
Really?
Yeah. I thought, okay, let's put it on. And I thought, this works. And the fedora hat, it's not the actual, fedora hat that Rocky wears. I get it from a shop nearby. I thought, let's just try it on, and
it works.
Let's just stick together, and it works. So there we go. Yeah.
You know, I hear. Oh, look at that! I love that. Look at that. I hear the Sly Stallone shop is working on the Rocky leather jacket as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so look, I don't know when it's going to be released, but I hear they are absolutely working on that, among other things. So, look for some big announcements coming from them soon. Sukhi, this is just, I really, when Stacy came to me with this podcast idea, this is a fairly famous story. I laughed at this idea. I thought it was foolish and silly, but man, she saw something that I could not see. There are other fans out there that are just as intense as we are, but they never get a voice. Nobody will ever hear from them. And so a podcast by fans, for fans, about fans. I thought, wow, what a brilliant concept this is. I think this is a worthy podcast to be put out there. So, Stace, what else you got before we just got message. Suki's manager called us beforehand, and Sukhi is going to dinner with the prime minister. So I don't want to hold him up then. Absolutely. I love it. I don't want to hold this guy up. Stace, what else you got for him?
Well, two things. I want pictures from today. You are dressed more than appropriately in that sweatshirt. The whole sweatsuit. Yeah. Got to send me some pictures. I would love to, if you have any video of you doing impersonations, I would love to pop that in so people could see that.
Sure. Yeah.
Life ain't no sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. Now make your hands up, reach it to your knees and keep it appropriately if you let it. You, me, or nobody, it's gonna hit us all for life. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how Will has done. Now, if you know what you want, then go and get what you want. But you gotta be willing to take the hits, not be pointing fingers and saying you ain't where you want to be because of him, or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always gonna love you no matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But if you don't stop believing yourself, you ain't gonna have a life.
It's called the Rocky Files, and I always pictured maybe Sly on a day that he's like feeling down, or, he'd have a place to go just to listen, and this be like a little filing cabinet of all of our stories and all the ways that he's helped, and I just wanted it to be a place that we could all say thank you, and sort of have a record, almost like a little documentary of each of our
Yeah,
experiences. And so,
absolutely.
you
Yeah,
know, and to hear that this came together for you with your father, you know, those are very special memories, you know, and I just,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you so
No,
much for
yeah.
coming on. You did a great job.
Oh no, no, you're welcome. Thank you for having me on. I really, really appreciate it. You know, it's a nice, a humbling, kind of lovely experience, and you know, to talk about Rocky, talk about people's experiences, you know, what the connection they have with Rocky in their life,
Right.
and you know, people go through some difficult times, hard times, and you know,
Yeah.
the spirit of Rocky, how it gets them through it. It's just amazing, and it's great being on, you know, on this forum. It's wonderful. So it's yeah,
Suki, you're in an
yeah,
elevator with Sylvester
yeah,
Stallone. You got 30
yeah.
seconds. What do you
Right.
say to Sly?
I was a Sly. Call the paramedics. I'm going to pass out.
Right?
Oh man, you know what? I think I'll say to Sly, you know what? Thank you for creating such a wonderful character, Rocky. I think he's inspired millions and millions of people all around the world. I think a lot of people can just relate to it, and I want to thank him for doing everything he has done through his movies, the messages get across, and how it can hit home. And you can take something from his movies and add it to your life to better yourself. And you know, I think to overcome any fears. You know, if you're an underdog, you know how to come over adversity and fight on and keep moving forward, basically. And just want to thank him for that. You know, he's just he's God sent. That's all I can say. You know, and you know, he's very inspirational. So you know, and I think you know, it's very, very nice to be able to look up to somebody like him, and you know, I want to personally thank him for that. So yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
good.
perfect.
You know.
Well said, but you went over 30 seconds, okay? So they're kicking you out of the elevator.
No, they're carrying me out.
You know what? Somebody said, and Stacy, I don't know, maybe you'll remember who said it. Somebody said that they would just press all the buttons.
All the buttons.
Right? And so
Yes.
they had to go to every floor and they wouldn't get out. And then I remember, I forget who it was. Somebody said they had duct tape and ether. And just,
Oh, you don't know who that was, Mike?
no.
No.
Hey, Suki, thank you so much,
Yeah.
my friend. I appreciate
very
you
much,
taking
guys.
time. Oh, you're very welcome, my friend. Thank you for taking the time out, and tell your wife we said thank you so much for stealing you away a little bit. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much, and keep punching.
Keep punching,
Keep
right?
punching.
Exactly.
Okay.
Goodbye, my friend.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
You know, I just remembered this. When we were at the Front Street Gym on that tour, I think I talked about it on that podcast that I'm 32, 30, 33, whatever it was. And I remember I was standing next to a gentleman. His name is Tony Peach. He's one of the, I'd like to get him on the podcast.
Okay.
Actually, Tony's he's got such a great perspective on life, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. But I remember standing right next to him, and I remember watching Azzedine and then Suki in the ring. And I remember getting very emotional because it started to, because, you know, as like I let Marco and Sean take over at this point, you know, so like I was doing the tours and tour guide, you know, I'm blabbing around with my mouth and all that. But then once we got into the gym, I saw that Sean and Marco wanted to do their thing with the tour. So I was able to hang back, and I'm really glad I did that, because I watched, it was like a minor miracle take place in these guys' in their lives. It really was. I'm watching Suki, and I remember saying to Tony how emotional I was and how beautiful it was that Sean McFadden allowed himself to be abused by a complete stranger to fulfill some fantasy of a fictitious boxer. And I thought, what a beautiful thing that all these people in this gym understand and comprehend the value of Rocky. And I remember Tony just said, yeah, you're right. And I was like, yeah. And so I remember I got emotional. I really did. I was just it was quite quite beautiful. What a great guy, Sukhi.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, because to find people, you have people on your tours every day that are sharing in that love, that in that intensity and that genuine admiration for the character. And I've said it before, I don't care if the character is fiction, it affects real lives, and that's why it's real. And you have this special spot in the Rocky bubble where you can bring people to those moments, to the stairs, to the statue, to the gym, and you get to witness those moments that how much it means to them.
Oh my God, yeah.
And so it's like you get to relive it the first time because you're watching them, live it for the first time.
That is something I say all the time, Stacy. I've never done a drug in my life. I never have, but I have to imagine the high I got from when I first saw Rocky on television in '79. That high never ended for me.
Yeah.
So when I do these tours, and I've been to these locations 3,400 times, I get just as excited as the first time, because I'm looking at it through their eyes, and I know what I felt and I see what they feel. And so I just relive that over, and it's kind of like a high I live off of them. I'm like this Rocky vampire off of their high. Yeah, I really, I feel that way. And that's why I never get tired of this gig that I have. But a guy like Sukhi, you need to talk to him for about 7 seconds before you see how passionate he is about this character. And I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's true. And it's funny from a social media standpoint, when we started this thing, it didn't even cross my mind that we'd get Sylvester Stallone to follow us. You know what I mean? And now my little piece, I get to put these people out on social media. I know he's seeing it. He'll give a like. I'll take a picture. I send the snapshot. I'm like, you got a like from the big man. I've sent that out. I cannot thank Sly enough for liking all of our guests, because the reactions I get when they see that, I'm excited. Like you said, for the first time when I got my first like from him, I'm so excited to send that, because you just want a little flicker of a recognition from him means the world, to everyone, to all of us. So
it does. He's given so much as a actor, writer, creator. He's put the best of what Sylvester Stallone is as a human being is embodied in Rocky Balboa. And so that it's just a philosophy. It really is a philosophy that I love. So many people subscribe to it. It's great. It's like Publishers Clearinghouse. It's like people subscribe to it. It's great.
Yes. And Sukhi does right into his bones. So
he does.
That's obvious. So sweet.
So listen, as we get out of here, what else do we got going on? Does anybody have any birthdays? Is there any anniversaries? Is there anything happening?
Yes. So on Thursday, when this airs, it will be my husband's birthday. His birthday's the 30th. And
happy birthday.
So
yes.
Here's a picture of the both of us. Anyway, I just want to wish him a very happy birthday. And Kevin, I love you very much. And we've been through a lot, so much, every marriage, every relationship has its struggles, and we've had some amazing times as well. And being down here in Tennessee has just been a highlight for us. And I love him a little bit more every day, and he's so good to me. And so I just wanted to say a very, very happy birthday to Mr. Kevin.
I feel like I should say I love him too. he's the best.
He is.
Hey, seriously, Kevin, happy birthday. Honestly, enjoy it. I'm sure Stacy's gonna make it very special. Just have a great time, and thank you for allowing her to spend the afternoons once a week with me. Most men would be upset with that, but I appreciate that.
Oh no, he enjoys it. We laugh. He loves these. He thinks you're a riot. He's like, oh my God. No, we laugh. No, he's very fond of you. Yeah.
That's good.
So
Well, listen. You want to talk about anything else? What's
I
the
think
price?
we're
What's the price of eggs in Tennessee?
expensive.
Oh, are they? All right.
Yes.
All right. Listen, hey, okay, where can people find me? I wrote a book called Cue the Rocky Music. There you go. Stacy's holding it up. Anywhere books are sold, it's there. Go to Amazon Prime. You get the best price on it. I did a little movie called The Pretender by the great Jimmy Toscano. He is an amazing filmmaker, documentary filmmaker. Check it out. It's on Peacock Network streaming. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on a lot of other places. Just Google The Pretender. The Dream is Real, Mike Kunda. Okay, Stacy, where can we find you?
I'm at Had Me at Yo on Instagram as well as the Rocky Files and on Facebook. You can find me at the Rocky Files podcast.
You know what? This is just simply brilliant. Episode 69 done. Did we cover
Done.
69? What that
Yeah,
and
yes.
we're good there?
Covered it. We covered
Oh,
it.
okay.
Mhm.
We're good. All right. Well, hey, Stace.
Covered all the bases.
All the bases. Bada boom. Wow. Wow. Stacy, keep punching, my friend.
Keep punching.